Hi everybody, this is Vasu. In this video, I am going to talk about oral test, the meaning, merits and demerits. Oral test is one of the achievement test comes under teacher made test. Now let us see what is oral test. The process of conducting the test orally, that is asking the questions orally and receiving the answer orally from the students is called oral test. Whatever we have to check the previous knowledge or whatever it is the performance or the achievement of the student, we have to ask the questions orally and we have to take the response, the answer from the student orally. This process that is called the oral test. Now let us see that what are the uses or merits of oral test. The first use is it helps in testing the previous knowledge of the students. Based on the previous knowledge, the teacher may easily impart the new knowledge. In introductory part, teacher has to check the previous knowledge. Then only he can teach the new concept to the children. Without knowing the previous knowledge of the student, the teacher cannot proceed. Therefore, to check the previous knowledge, oral test is very important. Oral questions put time to time help the teacher in judging whether the students are following the lesson or not. By teaching the lesson, the teacher, if he asks the question to the student, he comes to know that whether he is following the lesson or not. If they answer properly or something they give response to that one, then we come to know he is listening the class. Otherwise simply standing. So that way, in that way it is very useful. The teacher may easily pay individual attention by distributing oral questions all over the class. So teacher should ask the question and overall the class so that he can give individual attention. That way it is useful. Oral questions helps much in carrying out recapitulation and revision work through proper practice or drill. So this oral test is useful for the teacher while recapitulating the lesson. After the development of lesson, you should ask the question whatever they learned properly in the classroom, and he can evaluate the student whether they learned or not. In that way, it is very useful. Next, oral questions helpful in fixing the learning of new principles and formulae. To make them to live by heart the formula and all, or check whether they know the formula and all. So orally we have to ask in mathematics class and other subject also, any the grammars and all in English, that very helpful. And then it encourages healthy competition among the student. If you ask the student, so student will raise their hands, so they eager to tell the answer, so that will develop the healthy competition among the student. Oral questions helps in developing the habit of exactness and precision. So exact answer we expect from the student, and how we can ask very brief, and how we can receive a brief answer from the student, so that it is very helpful. Oral questions helps in creating as well as maintain the interest of the students in study. So in creating as well as maintain the interest, if you ask the question only, somewhat they will draw the attention, we can draw the attention of the student in teaching learning process. Oral questions develop the habit of quick learning and thinking, and therefore proves a very economical device. Okay, here the habit of quick learning, immediately after teaching only, if you ask whether they learned or not, immediately we will come to know that, and so somewhat a economical device, like that we can treat. It is used at the lower stage where it is difficult for the student to give a written response. So small children cannot able to write for a long time, 2 hours, 3 hours, they cannot sit and write. So that we can use this oral test and we can test their achievement of performance in their how much they learned or not. So therefore, it is very useful for lower classes. And let us see that what are the demerits. However, it is very useful for the teachers in identify their learning. Like that only some demerits also there. Here, what are the demerits? Means it is a time consuming one. Yes, we'll go on asking the question one by one. It will take lot of time to check each and every student of the class. It does not extensively or efficiently measure all the abilities of the learner. Only how he will tell the answer, how this vocabulary, all we can test, but not the other aspect. How writing ability, okay, how the ideas in writing. So all we cannot, all the skill oriented and application type, all we cannot test in this type of test, that is oral test. Okay, that is one of the demerits. It permits inferences and favoritism of the teacher. Yes, it somewhat is subjective in nature. So here, if the student is favored to the teacher, he may say okay, correct like that. So therefore, it is somewhat favoritism of teacher, and it leaves no permanent objective record of a pupil's performance. So here, if the teacher will ask the student, they will tell the answer. But is right or wrong, only that moment only the teacher only can, but no record for that. Okay, somebody will ask me, so no record, no evidence for that, unless if they use the recorder, tape recorder, whatever it is, recording devices. Okay, that's one of the demerit. Its use on a mass scale is highly limited. Only one small class, 115, 20, 30 maximum. So we can use for 50 or 80 students, or more large number of students. No, it is not uh, work out. It is not possible to use this oral test, and it is highly subjective. As I told here, if the student is favored to the teacher, he may excuse. If it is a small little mistake also, he may say correct only, or somewhat okay, good like that, he may say that. So it is highly subjective, and it is not equally fair and just to all pupils. Some are not able to tell the answer properly, but they are very good in writing. Okay, so in that way, it is not suitable to all the type of students. So these are the demerits of the oral test. Thank you. If you not yet subscribe my channel, please subscribe.